Hello there folks, this is Ferengi on board again. Welcome to my YouTube channel where I discuss different topics about spirituality and making introspection a lot more applicable and providing answers to people, well, for questions or topics in life that they might not easily find answers for. And well, I feel always glad to provide some introspection about different things on different topics, and well, to a certain point, because experience cannot be shared and will only be perceived based on the level of what each and every person has gone through. So one reason why people can and will not understand different things is because they haven't reached that level of experience. Now, we still live in a society and, well, in times in which control is still of a great importance. We all know that things have to be in control because that's how we are taught ever since we are young. And the more control we actually seek in life, the less control we actually have, because the only reason why we seek control in life is because we actually admit that we don't have any control. And anyone who doesn't have control in life will simply seek to control other people or be controlled by other people instead. And this of course will trigger another topic, which I covered in another video called Why the Master is the Slave and Why the Slave is the Master. Whoever angers you controls you, and well, there are other such important things about reverse control. But a point about mathematics is an idea came to my mind, and well, it did come to my mind a long time ago, and this idea was, what if mathematics is actually wrong? Ever since I was young, I always had this habit of always doubting things, but not necessarily doubting them. It's like always questioning things and making sure that they would actually be correct. Sure, there are thousands of things in this world, and most likely you won't have time to verify and correct everything, so sooner or later something is gonna goof on you. But hey, you know what? In the end, what if mathematics is actually somewhat wrong? I mean, in the end, everything that we have created is meaning, and meaning only exists as long as we give it power. Okay? The only reason why your parents are important to you is because, well, you have been taught since youth that they are important, and the way the psychology of the child functions is they see their parents as some kinds of gods because they are older and they are more experienced. And all these ideas that you need to take care of your parents and almost become a slave of those, usually these types of programmings come from slight narcissistic and or sociopathic fears, and these are fears of abandonment. Each and every one of our parents have been suffering from different traumas like abandonment because their parents in turn, they weren't taught how to handle children, okay, how to raise their children, okay, and in turn each and every other generation of parents didn't know how to raise their children, so they just raised their children, their next generations, they just raised them the way they could, by following different paradigms that they most likely got stuck due to bad parenting. And now, not to mention, okay, it doesn't mean that we shouldn't care for our parents, but as I'm trying to say and hopefully understand, the point of meaning is that the moment you give meaning to something, it's like you're chaining yourself to an illusion, okay? Everything, all the words that we have created, all the concepts that we have created are just concepts in the end. They just have a meaning for us because the body requires a way to simply communicate with others, and we have a mouth and we can verbally communicate, so we need a set of constructs, right? We need a set of concepts to make ourselves understood. Yet funnily speaking, people have kind of forgotten what most of the words mean. Like, for example, nice meant stupid or idiot in Old English. Now, even if we change the meaning of the word, the vibration of the word is still somewhat low, so it's better to actually learn what words really mean and, use more positive words. Now, it's because we hear all the time that we're not good enough and, we don't deserve things that only other people are reserved to, especially through, thinking through the prism of hierarchy, it is easy to simply, let's actually say, fuck our existences, because that's what actually happens. Believing all these ideas that come to us when we are young, okay, leads to a very bad start in life in a way. But we all need some kind of little traumas, right? Because when we suffer certain traumas, they actually open certain doors within us, and with the right level of awareness, someone actually may become more capable of seeing things beyond their so-called appearance. But this comes with spiritual age, which I'm becoming more and more knowledgeable of in my case. Now, the point about mathematics, for example, is that just like any other science, it is a science that we attribute in here on this planet. Okay, we attribute everything that we learn from this world, we attribute to the whole universe, but we never know if 2 plus 2 equals 4 everywhere else on the universe, because that's only logical to the logical mind. It's only logical to the mind. Okay, the mind needs logics, the mind needs control. Once you transcend these things, it's not that mathematics no longer exists, but you will see that the logical mathematics simply no longer is relevant. And I'm not saying ditch it entirely, but when you say 2 people plus 2 people equals 4, it's only true in the end to the level of your mind that you chose to be programmed to. Okay, like in the end 2 people plus 2 other people equals 4 people, but that's only true at the level of your visual consciousness. Okay, because what you see is you indeed see 2 other people going to near 2 people. Okay, so you have 4 people, but those people, they are so much more than just a simple body. Okay, mathematics is just for the brain, it's just for the physical body. There is so much more beyond that. Okay, and each person is made out of particles. Okay, billions of billions of billions of particles, and well, these comprise the so-called 4 billion-ish cells that the human body is said to accommodate. Okay, to house. Okay, we are said to have around 4 billion cells, probably more, probably less, and each and every time these cells, like every second cells die, every second cells are born, and these particles also, some of them die, some of them are born, some of them fluctuate freely through dimensions. Okay, so it's kind of irrelevant to use mathematics at such a deeper level, because in the end no one's ever gonna spend time thinking how many particles a certain human has. But since I always go beyond the simple physicality, the point is, to me, mathematics kind of no longer makes any sense. And we always attribute the physical laws of the planet we live on, we attribute them to the universe, which again, I will always consider science is a feeble attempt of ours to, in a way, wrongly and logically try to understand the world. But when we imply logics in understanding the world, we actually control things. We want to control things, and we want actually things to go our own way. That is why we have created religion, that is why we have created society, that is why we have created so many things. We want so many things, and we want control over them, so that, well, the simple point is, we still are affected and deeply affected at our karmic level and collective level of awareness by the 3D mentality of control. Okay, control, manipulation, persona. Okay, the only disease that I see in this world is that this world, okay, has been inflicted with too much personality. People attribute too much importance to personality, and therefore they attribute too much control, too much importance to the physical body, but not as it should be. Okay, instead of actually taking care of their body, they just treat their bodies usually like some kind of trash cans, and their life will be similar, because what you eat is nothing else than memory. It's just like putting a plug in. You are a program that runs each and every second. Okay, you have codes that work, and those codes are actually your karma, which is actually your memory, right? That memory is run each and every fraction of a second and allows you to exist and experience through things just like machines do, just like every object around you does. Everything around you has a vibration, therefore has a life. Just because you have been accepting this primitive scientific approach of biological life only, okay, it doesn't mean that life actually has to be just that, okay? As I've said, and I will keep saying this, science is only a feeble attempt at understanding things, okay? Of course, not everyone is ready to understand such levels, but I'm not gonna impose my points on other people. Everyone has to understand their own things, and also truths can only be experienced, not taught. If you want to teach people truths, that only makes you a tyrant, because it strips them from the possibility to actually learn that specific truth, okay? You simply cannot teach people the truth, because everyone is here to experience their own truth, and the truth will always be, the truth will always be relative. There are very few truths, okay, that, well, life exists. Everywhere on the universe life exists. But you cannot say that 2 plus 2 equals 4 in each and every place of this universe, okay? Probably in black holes or around black holes, 2 plus 2 won't ever equal 4. Probably in black holes there is something like negative mass, who knows? All that mass compacted in there probably requires a negative force, okay? Probably has a negative force, or probably it has a positive force, but that's only thinking in terms of the physics on our world. But if it actually needs a negative force to be able to leave the black hole, because everything enters a black hole and sooner or later it actually leaves the black hole, okay? It's been up till recently that many people said that black holes eat matter and literally everything is wiped out and never comes back. But nowadays quantum physics actually say that matter actually returns, okay? And it does return sooner or later. Black holes are nothing else than living beings as well, and they have their own purpose as well. Of course, this might be a bit too introspective to certain people, but let's not dive into this, okay? So the point is, always question life, okay? I'm not saying doubt mathematics, because you cannot doubt mathematics on this planet. You may not doubt mathematics on another planet, but you can doubt the physics that we know on any other planet. Because on other planets there are other geological structures, there are other climate influences, okay? So on other planets, who knows, maybe water will freeze at other temperatures. It's not necessarily gonna be 100. Now of course physics says that water boils at 100 degrees, okay, but what if on another planet boils at 150 degrees, and again in pure state, okay? Which is kind of hard to take into account. Like, it's hard to find water in pure state on this planet. Usually water will boil at around 110 degrees or somewhere around that because of salt, which, it makes a lot of resistance, right? And usually it freezes at -3, -4 degrees. If we actually take details, to the next level, but, we don't necessarily have to do that, should we? Just like there is life, not only carbon-based life, it can be uranium-based life in any other parts of this universe, because thinking that the logics and physics that we know are the only applicable forces in this universe is just like saying, religion is the only real thing in this world, okay? We have to understand that we are nothing but specks of dust on a planet that is so much huge, so much bigger compared to us, but it itself is a speck of dust in the solar system, which is a speck of dust in the galaxy that we live in. And the galaxy is a speck of dust, well, around any other specks of dust, okay, that represent the billions of galaxies that comprise this universe. And who knows, this universe is probably another speck of dust in what comprises consciousness, okay? So we have to understand that we are basically insignificant and our life is so short. We basically don't have time for all such beliefs and limitations like sciences and religions, okay? I'm not saying that life should only be meditation and such, okay? Everything that we have understood about this planet applies on this planet, but you have to understand that it may not apply anywhere else, okay? So there is also another thing called quarkology, which I read a bit about, and it's actually very interesting in a way. Um, and the moment you enter quantum physics, kind of mathematics starts a bit to fail in a way, because things start getting too much into the realm of probability, and I guess mathematics kind of meet their end in there. Now, hopefully you've liked this kind of content that I'm creating. I'm always seeking to challenge reality and the illusions and ideas beyond. And well, uh, hopefully you like this type of content. Feel free to like and subscribe. Feel free to share and help me raise the awareness of humanity overall, and participate in this mission of increasing awareness overall on the planet. And well, just as usual, become more introspective and you'll see the truth will, well, the truth has always been within you. Take more care of yourself and your loved ones. Feel free to like and subscribe if you like more of this type of content. Feel free to ask me your questions in your comments, and well, as long as I'm not gonna be flooded in questions, I will actually make videos when I feel ready. And well, that might be some time, because when I feel ready I will do things. I have a sense of divine timing, so unless I'm not ready I won't agree to make something, because it's not gonna help people as much as me doing it at the right time. So just as usual, take care of yourself, your loved ones. You are doing the best you can at the right pace for you. You are loved and appreciated. Take care. Ferenc Board signing out.